And that's what the court ruled on. But the great thing is, the effect of that, as Dr. Wiesner said, there's no way under the law to allow the public to see every crucial component of the electoral process if it's done inside a computer. So effectively, it took out the computers and caused hand counts. Now, as far as could one person say, I don't understand the process and throw the election into a problem, usually there the standard is applied of reasonableness. If it's one person, it may or may not be a reasonable complaint. But the key is, it said without special expertise. There is kind of a standard, of what is reasonably expected of average people in interpreting things like this. So, if the average person can understand it and can see it, then it's okay.
The voting machine vendors are protected by proprietary secret laws, so no one can look inside the software. So that's the issue that the court said had to take a subservient role. It could not, counter the public nature of the election by protecting the software secrets. So again, they got them from that end as well.
Dr. Wiesner, do we have you back? Is this a better connection for you?
This is a much better connection.
Very good. When we're doing interviews like this, Doctor, sometimes we get to the worst connections. I have a feeling that the powers that be don't want this interview to be heard in this country, because if people really understood how they were voting, there could be a major backlash. I'm going to hand you over back to Kathleen Wynne. Kathleen, let's see if the doctor can hear your questions a little better now.
Well, Dr. Wiesner, basically what we understood, and Bev explained to the audience after we were, lost connection with you, that the courts have just simply ruled that the citizen has to be able to understand at every level how their vote is being counted, and it has to be public. If the machine does not meet that standard, then the machine cannot be used. Is that correct?
That is correct. And the interesting part of that is that the transparency of the election is not explicitly stated in our Constitution. It defines elections to be free, universal, secret, and equal. I think that's principles that are commonly accepted worldwide, and that you have in the U.S. as well. But the transparency and the need to have elections publicly observable, that was derived by the court just from the principles of republic and democracy. And the court says that because an election is the fundamental constitutional process in a democracy, because it's the legitimation for all governmental power, it has to be verifiable by everybody. And there can't be transparency gaps in this process. There has to be a continuous legitimation chain from the voter up to the highest institutions of the country. And if you look at the German electoral law, you'll find words like transparency or in public mentioned 30 or 40 times. So on the electoral law level, that had been generally accepted for a long time. But when these e-voting machines got introduced, apparently the government thought that it was legitimate to replace this public observability by introducing machines which are certified and where the public observability is replaced by the certificate or certification process from a technical authority. And now we know from the court's ruling that this is not acceptable.
Bev, this is what we've been saying.
Well, yes, I think we're so thrilled at what you have achieved in Germany. It is, I must refer to this German decision almost every day in our work, because it is, and it's such a nice, complete decision in that it says, no special expertise, all essential components of the election, public, which is, I think one of the things we have to train our people in the United States to do is to never leave that word public out of public elections, because that's where we go wrong when we start saying certified or trusted or somebody does it for us. It's got to stay public.
In the end, I believe this is what is the main distinguisher between a true democratic country and just pretending democracy, which in fact is a dictatorship. Most countries claim they are democracies, but not all can prove it. And conducting elections in a transparent manner is just a very strong indication that you live in a democracy.
Doctor, we are here in the United States allegedly a constitutional republic and a limited representative democracy. So sometimes people get confused, and this is how we get to mob rule here, certainly. But it is a very important decision. I'd be interested to know, Dr. Wiesner, you and your father, how you got involved in this and why you and your role in this process in Germany.
We were probably just a good fit. My father is a political scientist. He has a long track record of observing elections in many countries of the world. And I work as a consultant for an IT company in the financial industries. And so I brought the computer knowledge, and my father brought the election background, and I think we were just a good team. And when we started this, then it obviously all became its own dynamics, and we just kept going.
And was there any backlash to you and your father? I mean, did you come up against the establishment who probably didn't want to see this come to pass? What, if any, backlash has there been for your family and the people surrounding you in this great historic decision?
Well, I'd said nothing at all. I didn't receive any pressure from any side. We got a lot of support from many sides, also from the both from the IT community on the one hand, but also from the scientific establishment in in law science. So specifically the professors which are interested in constitutional law, we got support from a number of them, and there were very little people from the non-governmental side who said that we are wrong.
It was the government that said you were wrong?
Yeah, well, as part of the scrutiny process, they had to obviously comment on our complaints, and their main arguments are it's a certified system, it's secure, it can be monitored by the collection committees, by the local election committees, and it's established, it's safe. So all the arguments that you probably get in the U.S. as well.